It's real. It's live. It's Monday night. The Cold Hard Art Cup Series from 3 Wide Racing coming to you from the Big Quad Oval, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're going to do it 100 something miles, something like that, 200 something miles tonight. We got 80 laps of hot fire coming right at you. We got Thomas Morris in the booth. I'll be joining you tonight. And we got the legend himself, Trey Landry, in the booth. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. Once I remember to mute the stream and not scare myself again.
Boogie boogie.
Awesome. Survived the total eclipse.
As long as it wasn't of the heart.
Yeah. Didn't go blind. Didn't get mauled by any dogs. Never even saw a werewolf, so.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, shit,
it's a great day.
It is a good day. Bonus. Gentlemen, they're on track. They're qualifying as it is. We'll throw you up some graphical eye candy there for you. So far, Chuck Sweeting, rookie to the series, sitting atop the charts. Peter Short sitting not too far behind him. I think just looking at practice and everything, I think those are the two to watch out for, gentlemen.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Or that Cameron Rich guy.
Cameron Rich
jumps to the top of the board.
Who is that? Never heard of him before.
He was fastest in practice, so backing it up.
Picking it up, too. Almost a tenth quicker than practice. Pretty hard to do here at Indy, too. You know, Troy, we talked about it last night. One little mistake in these corners can cost you a couple tenths.
Gentlemen, I'm looking up there on the grid, looking eerily similar to last night, with the exception of Sam Close, who wasn't here, but Zelensky up there in the top 10, Hackathorn in the top 10. Maybe Corey Lindsay will be able to maintain internet connection tonight.
I bet he's hoping so.
Hey, got Race Clark up there too.
Race Clark looking to rebound. Remember last week didn't even get gridded into the field with, I'm guessing, internet or computer issues. So looking to rebound and gain some points here tonight.
So far, it looks like we got 5 drivers who have not taken a time. I think one of them will join on track. Johnny Thomas.
Johnny Thomas? Yeah.
In the 83 car.
Another guy who didn't race last night to surprise us some, but looking to secure himself in the playoffs here. Got a pretty good cushion. Just, probably looking to turn the season around. Last couple races have been pretty rough for that 83 car.
Puts it up P12 so far. Lap 1. I guess he's hoping to pick up a little bit here on 2.
That's hard to do here.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Well, he's going to give it a go, gentlemen. And he's wearing his sponsor's clothing. He's got the right clothing on. So clothing to work hard in. Right, for those of us who do work.
I'm assuming our viewers don't work.
Well, look, I'm just saying. We're sitting here watching an iRacing stream, you know?
I mean, it's one of the best out there, so.
This is the only one out there. As far as I'm concerned, personally.
And he does not pick up, actually slows down on the second lap. Still pretty close in times, though. A 97 to an 07, so not terrible.
Looks like Nick Miller might be out on track. Maybe, possibly.
He's rolling out there.
Gentlemen, while they're finishing that up, we may as well go ahead and talk about the points situation.
Points!
Pointsy!
We got them. We got Peter Short, Sam Close. They're locked in harder than a lid on a pickle jar. 3 wins apiece for them. Cameron Rich locked in with 2. Kevin Finn, Paul Ross, the retired Just Story. Not sure how that's going to work out. And Drew Eisenman all locked in with a win. Johnny Thomas, who we were just talking about, sitting 63 points to the good. But he's got a couple hungry guys back there behind him.
I mean, 63 points. I don't want to say, obviously, that's not mathematically in with 3 races left, but you would have to fall off the deep end for that to fall apart.
Very true. Particularly, we got 25 cars here tonight, so could be a good points day. Could be a devastating points day, and I know he's not looking to repeat last night's performance. If I'm not mistaken, took a major points hit last night, gentlemen.
2 weeks in a row, we took a major points hit. Actually fell out of the playoffs in the B-Series last night.
Yep, he was only, 17 points to the good. And he lost that by not showing up.
Indeed. But, yeah. So it looks like I think qualifying is officially concluding. We'll throw you up some results here on the screen.
What, Nick Miller just kind of put a banker lap in here, maybe?
Not really sure what he's doing out there, but
yeah, 59.7. That's kind of
trying to get that tail end Charlie insurance.
We'll tell you, we saw it last night. Before we get doing all the points shenanigans there, surprise winner and can throw this whole thing for a loop. You know, Velez did it last night. Maybe he can do it again tonight. See if he can go for the weekend sweep here and get himself into the playoffs in both series. So.
Yeah, that would be I think that would kind of be a bracket buster, Thomas, if Nathan Velez or somebody like that kind of pulled this off, because he's not even the top 15 in points.
No, sir. Or even someone like old Danny D back there with mentioned Race Clark, you know. And we've seen strange things happen here at Indy, so I wouldn't count it out. You never know who can maybe do a little fuel mileage, stay out at the end, hoping for a caution, any kind of strategy here at a big track like this.
So it sounds like we're doing the drivers' meeting.
It would appear. I think they're briefing them on where to blend out of two, not drift up too far onto the track. So we had Eric, Nikki, and chat. They're trying to spout off stats. I'm not giving up on Jeff's story there, Eric. Too many people in this league have said they are retiring or quitting, and they're back the next week. So
I believe we've had 3 so far this season.
I mean, Jess is not here, but you know how that racing bug is.
Well, gentlemen, with qualifying officially being set, we're going to go to the side-by-side screen, commonly referred to as the caution thingy. But we're going to get quiet here for a few moments while they conclude the drivers' meeting. We'll come right back to you as soon as they start gridding. See you soon. Alrighty, we're back. They're gridding. That can only mean one thing, gentlemen. It's time for the grid. It's time for the grid. Boom! Top of the charts, Cameron Rich setting the pole on fire. I've heard he enjoys sitting on the pole, but Isentech Enterprises driver of the 17 car, pole sitter, Chuck the Sweet Man Sweeting, rookie to the series, rookie to the league, but not a rookie to our hearts. Randall Falk's Racing Zone, 26 car, rolling off P2 tonight.
Rolling off P3, we got Peter Short looking to snatch another win here tonight for Isentech. See if he can steal it from Cameron. And to his outside, Sam Close, last week's winner, looking to go back-to-back.
And starting fifth, we got that driver, number 14, Kevin, the Flying Finn. Starting P6, Levi Zielinski.
7th place belongs to none other than Matt Hack-em-up Hackathorn, Shake and Bake Motorsports driver, number 12 car. And then the OG, triple OG, for 3 wide OGs, Corey Lindsay, rolling off P8 in the 90 car.
Rolling off P9, the owner of 3OG Racing, we got Paul Rawson to his outside, Race Clark for Isentech Enterprises, looking to rebound after a no grid last week.
All right, starting 11th, he's your Daytona 500 champion driver, that number 41, Brooks Westball. To his outside, starting P12. Looking to have a good, solid points tonight to solidify his chance to make the playoff. Johnny Thomas in the number 83.
13th, the 89 car, Brent Miller. He's going to be looking to move his way forward tonight. Sitting outside of him, though, Richard Hines in the 87.
Rolling off P15, he won last night at Lucas Oil Raceway, looking to make the weekend sweep here and get himself in the playoffs. That's Nathan Velez, and to his outside, Carlos Acosta going to roll off P16 in a new paint scheme he's got there sporting tonight. Nice and bright.
Very bright. Starting 17th, we got rookie driver, that number 44, Jordan Teal. And the guy that had is probably glad to move to the big open tonight. A lot of trouble last night. The driver, that number 32, Jeffrey Acree, goes off 18th.
19th position belongs to Cody Wright in the 38. Another guy looking to get out of the Indianapolis area, as well as Mr. Back Row himself, Rusty Webb in the 88.
And the last man to take time, rolling out P21. Nick Miller got a nice banker lap in there. Rest of your field, Drew Eisman, Mike Stevens, Wade Lear, Steve Kevin, all did not take qualifying times. That rounds out a grid of 25 cars tonight, boys. That's a big field for a big oval.
25 of them bad boys.
Hot rods. Well, let's see if we can keep her clean and green tonight. And, let's make it past lap 1.
Yeah, that would be
yeah.
That would be ideal.
It's gonna be a slugfest though, because everyone wants to get to that bottom. No, there's no second group at Indy.
Just as
J.R. Hildebrand.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Chuck does starting on the outside here.
Probably good to learn a little give or take. Pace cars down, gentlemen. We are going to be green at Indy here any second.
Bring it down real slow. Finally got the green flag.
They go.
We got 2 Isentech plus an Avon racing car all on the inside lane, so I'm sure they all wanted to work together there.
Chuck's looking, he's got the opportunity to drop down low, but he's got that run on the high side there. He's going to take a look, try to get the run out of 2 down this long back stretch.
Peter Short not having any of it.
1, just didn't have the momentum, I think, out of 2 there, trying to get it going.
Yeah, not quite.
Now, gentlemen, how important is the draft going to play in the roles of this race tonight?
It's pretty much everything. It's kind of like a plate track. You got to set that pass up, and if you don't have the momentum, the guy that thinks going to pull it back in that outside lane is going to draft right by you. Especially early on when everyone has freshish tires.
I think it's really key early in the run. You can use that draft to kind of save tires just a little bit.
Also fuel.
Very true.
Looks like everyone's trying to single file out there.
Yeah, they're definitely working on it. Top 6 have.
Oh, Mike Stevens around on the back. I'm sorry, and turn 2. No caution. Hard hit for that 63, though.
We'll back it up in the replay, see if we can't get that for you.
That was the pivotal playoff driver. Only 5 points out of the chase, so it's going to be a big hit for Mike.
Yeah, he's going to be looking forward to hopefully getting some of that damage fixed before he falls victim to the 611 rule.
Hey, he's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, smoking. He got that death wobble coming out of the corner there.
Looks like
brought it into the wall.
Looks like Paul Ross just came out of 4 and popped the wall pretty good there.
You know, this is one of those old tracks. Something I noticed, Thomas. These older tracks in iRacing, it seems like it takes more to get iRacing to throw the yellow flag. That's probably why we didn't see it there.
Zelensky looking to get underneath Kevin Finn, get around Sam Close at a 2 there. You are right, Trey. I believe they've even mentioned it. It's like a caution map they have on the tracks, and some of the newer tracks have a more expanded map, is where some of the older ones are pretty lax, which I kind of like because it doesn't alter the race as much when someone spins in the grass. No need for a caution in a virtual racetrack.
Yeah, gentlemen, Zelensky there making up 2 positions through 3 and 4.
Barbecue on the racetrack.
Yeah, move him up to P4.
Had a pretty good goat run early last night, but some freak spin there coming to the caution took him pretty much out of contention last night.
Common occurrence for the leaders last night.
Yeah.
Even Peter Short found himself in trouble as he just about used up all the track at 2 that time. Looks like Chuck's not letting Cameron get too far away. All kind of got the same little gap there, even back to Peter Short. Top 3 breakaway as Levi looks to try and keep up with him.
Yeah, all 3 of them ran about 3/10 quicker than Levi that last lap. So it looks like the top 3 just kind of content riding where they are, just try to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, and I think like Morris mentioned a few moments ago, the entire field pretty much single file at this point. We'll see passing as they can draft by each other, but I think after last night, gentlemen, I think we see a solidly clean race tonight here at Indy.
We got Brooks Westfall, who started 11th, currently running 9th, looking to make the move on Matt Hackathorn. A short shoot of 3 and 4 there.
You know, he's been on quite the little roll here. He's been up a lot of playoff points in the past couple weeks. He had that win, as you said, at the 500 trade, but he's non-chartered, so he didn't get to bring that over with him. So he's had to point his way in. He's done a pretty good job the past couple weeks of coming from outside the cutoff to just inside of it.
Yeah, he was able to complete that pass, so moved Brooks up to 8th.
Like Corey Lindsay trying to set up Hackathorn there.
Gets a good run on Hackathorn here again through the short shoot of 3 and 4. It's Matt Hackathorn having a little trouble through that part of the track. It's like Johnny Thomas trying to make it 3 wide.
Goes up there and door bangs the 90. Not really sure what that was about.
There. I was going to mention too, as Hackathorn's going to lose another spot. It looks like the problem here too, Trey, is someone roots you up out of the corner, out of the short shoot, you can lose 2 or 3 spots just because you lose all that momentum.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think Trey was about to call attention to it. I don't think the 12 car has been able to stick the bottom lane since the start of this race tonight.
Welcome to my world. It's really tough in these Cup cars. This is going to overdrive again. The problem is, especially in the draft, you lose all the front downforce in the car, getting stuck behind someone really close, and then you're carrying so much more speed into the corner than you're accustomed to. So it's, you're going to learn that back way off, let the car roll in a lot more, and then ease in the gas. Otherwise, you're going to have a long night. and no front tires.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive to let off where you have to let off to get these fixed setups to turn into the corner, but that's what you got to do.
And as we all know, Trey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Faux show.
Indubitably.
Looks like Peter Short driven up to the back bumper of Chuck Sweeting here. Little gap going into 3, but he's definitely closed in on Chuck as Chuck's starting to fall off just a little bit of Cameron Ridge there.
That's one thing about this track too, guys. This tire fall off is going to be big here.
Mega.
Also, this is one of those tracks like Pocono where if you're within a certain distance of the leader, you can actually pit for service under green and come out and not lose a lap.
Yeah, those top 3 are going to make it pretty hard to do that, though.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, even like I said, though, even with the tire fall off, if you pit and come out right behind them, chances are you're going to blow right back by them. So you could keep that in your pocket, try and play a little strategy with that. And the big thing here is pitting and hoping a caution comes out. That way, like I said, you can maybe cycle back to the lead and steal all that track position. Something you don't get to do very often on the ovals.
No.
And a little further back, looks like the closest race we got right now is going to be the 48 of Nathan Velez and the 22 of Danica Clark.
I was supposed to change his name on the ticker, but I forgot. Yeah, race not, where did it start tonight? P10, so he's actually lost 2 spots. He needs to have a really good run tonight, not just a solid run. Needs to probably get back in the top 5 to try and get some of those points he lost last week. So still got a long way to go. So if he can maybe keep picking them off, maybe make up some spots he lost there.
Looks like Mike Stevens is out of the race.
Whew, that would be a big hit.
I'm showing Steven Kettman never even took a lap. Neither did Drew Eisenman.
That is confirmed, Trey.
Well, with Eisenman, he's got that win. So as long as he shows up, I believe it's, he's been here for most of the races. So I don't believe the 70% rule is in jeopardy for him. Thought he would run Kentucky, but not Indy.
Yeah.
And Audie's not in chat. I mean, God.
I know, right?
I feel cheated on.
Jeez. There's plenty of Drews in the sea.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, I'm sure there's more than their fair share.
Speaking of fair shares, this is a terrible segue, but looks like Sam Close starting to find his rhythm a little bit, got around Levi Zelensky and setting his sights from Kevin Finley. We know Sam's quite the long run guy. So.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's almost like the longer the run, the better he gets. Pretty much anywhere we go, we'll keep an eye on him, see what he's able to do with a green flag run.
I wonder how they do that with him. Do you get better the longer you run?
I don't know. You got me. Hell, I couldn't get better with handed out setups. I don't know, man. Clicking these buttons is way simpler.
Missed the apex a little bit there in 3.
Way more simple. We got a gaggle back here, gentlemen. We got the 22, the 48, and the 89. Of course, as soon as we go to them, they spread out a little bit. But
you could even throw 12 and the 83 in that mix too. They're all kind of catching up to Johnny Thomas and Matt Hackathorn.
Yeah, these back 3 just a moment ago were within 2/10 of each other. As Velez makes the move.
Yep. Complete that pass. It might drag Brett Miller with him. No.
Well, he might set him up to pass him in 3. They'll get a good little draft into 3 maybe.
We did get a good run there, but no, he's going to back it off just a little bit. They try to set him up for turn 4 there. Good run by Nathan Velez off turn 4. Gets a big run on Mac Hathaway.
He's going to do it.
Make the move down the front stretch. Got position, and Matt's going to let him go. Let's move Velez up to P11.
And I don't know if you've noticed this, gentlemen, he's in the Ford tonight.
Ford?
Yep, the Ford.
The Ford?
Nope. No, there's
Just
only
the Ford
one.
Ford?
Yeah, there's only one Ford.
It looks like he's going to make the move on Johnny Thomas as well. So that 48's found his groove.
Indeed, he has.
Could
You know-
cost Johnny Thomas 2 spots as Hagethorn looks to cut underneath.
And, looking at Velez statistically, you'd look at his stats and say, well, there's a mediocre driver. And unfortunately, what the stats don't tell you is all the bad luck he's had this season. The races where he hasn't been caught up in issues, whether they be of his own doing or someone else's, if you eliminate those, statistically, a really, really stout driver here in the 3-wide racing league.
Yeah, that makes him real dangerous if he can get that win and get himself in the playoffs. I think it's a lot of guys would love to see him not make that, so they don't have to worry with him. Because if he gets on that hot streak, he could be really hard to beat.
Well, he did it last night. He was on the outside looking in, and all of a sudden he wins the race. And watch out, boys! You gotta contend with him in the Xfinity cars.
I think the best part about that was he still didn't think he was in. He wasn't sure that a win would get him in. So once he knew that, I think that was a huge relief off of him to make sure he's in the playoffs for that series.
I mean, but you look at what he did that last lap. He was the fastest car on track, or one of. He's up there.
Yeah, he's looking for a caution to get called back up, probably.
Yeah, he's turning some very competitive lap times, good enough to run up there with the front.
Like Chuck and Cameron have gapped Peter here, starting to set that pace away from the rest of the field.
And as we go back up here to these lead 2 cars, there has been no gap created between the 17 and the 26. They have been essentially nose to tail since the beginning of this.
It's like Chuck's got it set in cruise control, just kind of following him around.
Yep.
And 17 used about every inch of the track that time before.
Yeah, Chuck's just laying back there. He's like, hey, man, you go out there and you be the rabbit. I'll just sit back here and follow.
No, not Chuck.
No.
Methodical? No.
Oh, Zielinski a little out of shape coming around 2 there. No harm, no foul. No blood, no foul, as Trey would say. But
turn 2.
But yeah, that rear end getting a little squirrely coming out of there.
Well, we've got about 17 laps on the tires, so you're going to start seeing some pretty good movement out of these cars and seeing who's going to start falling back here, I would say, rather quickly.
We got Sam Close is closed up on the back of the 14 and Kevin Finn battle for 4th.
Just looking through, I know we were watching that battle earlier. Looks like Velez is tracking down Corey Lindsey, but we talking about Johnny Thomas getting past. He is, I believe he's hit that proverbial brick wall because his times are not looking the best.
Looking at our leader, he had some internet issues, kind of disappeared there for a second. Quality went to the red, but he's starting to rebound a little bit.
Yeah, and Sam Close probably could get a little bit closer to the back bumper of that 14, but he's not going to be interested in staying there for too long.
He's kind of been behind him. I wonder if Kevin's not running that slow. I wonder if he's just trying to help push Kevin along so they don't really lose any time by passing each other, but kind of push along with the draft.
Maybe so, but you couldn't even fit a smart car between them two.
So we started off in, what, the 51-second bracket?
Yes, we did.
Actually, the 50s. The 50
yeah, the
point,
50s.
What, 8? Now we're down to
for the leader.
7 last lap.
Sam Close made the move around the 14 through the corner. He's going to clear him here.
I'd say Well, it's not going to be too many laps. He's probably going to run down Peter Short as well.
And we're going to put Sam close, a little bit closer to the front.
Yeah, I was talking about that foul off, man. 2 seconds and 20 laps.
Shouldn't be too far away from green flag pit stops with a 75% fuel load here at Indy.
Oh,
2.5
and
mile
as you
track.
say that, we got Paul Ross coming down pit road. Got a
Surprise to no one.
couple of cars back there taking the dive. Corey Lindsey and Brent Miller, I believe, as well.
If there's anyone that will do the short pitting, we know it will be the 3OG guys. They do it every time.
So I'm guessing we can go at least probably 10 more laps.
Judging off
Wow.
normal, yes.
Sam Close is going to come down. It's like Cody Wright, Brent and Nick Miller. Sorry, that wasn't Cody Wright. That was one of the Miller boys.
Peter Short, Chuck Sweeting headed on pit lane. Sam Close, maybe you can't go anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're looking
you know,
at a 3-stop race at this way.
Yeah, it could be a situation of we know the fall off is pretty incredible here. It could be a situation of their hand may have been forced.
caution's out.
Oh, looks like something happened going on pit lane. That Hackathorn's blowing up.
Oh yeah. Looks like
Oh yeah, wow.
He just lost it there.
Yeah.
Locked it up.
Locked him up in rear brakes.
he did.
It's a digger into the inside wall, right in front
Yeah,
of,
he
well,
did.
right behind Velez and right in front of Johnny Thomas.
Johnny Thomas, yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna. He was in the cones. Johnny Thomas should be all right. I'd say sometimes, like, you're kind of a victim there. The caution was out and you couldn't really get out of pit lane. Big break for these guys on pit lane.
Yeah, like Chuck, he should cycle around to the lead, right?
Depending
Looking
on
at
how he
it,
came out of the pits.
yeah, looking at it, he should. Because you got to assume Cameron's going to come down, because brain cells and whatnot. So once Cameron and the rest of the field comes down, yeah, Sweeting would be Sweeting then Short.
I'm assuming he's got enough fuel to get back around. Hopefully they're not cutting it that close. Interesting. I figured pit lane would be a little bit of an issue, but didn't think we'd have someone spinning around coming in.
It's kind of one of those pit roads that are like, it just kind of like, it entices you to come in. It's like, come to me.
Yeah.
Because it's flat. There's no banking. You got all that momentum coming off turn 4. And you're just like, there it is, straight in front of me. And then you just lock it up and spin it out.
Speeds are also very high. You don't lose a lot coming through turn 4, so you're in the gas and you got to whoa it up. The cones are out pretty far. You would think they'd been further so you can kind of get more aggressive, but you got to get a row down pretty early. Pit lane speed is 60. So.
All right, we do have Cameron Rich and company coming down pit lane. We'll see how this cycles out for Chuck Sweeting. Looks like Corey Lindsey, Brent Miller, and Nick Miller are all going to take the wave around here. So yeah, you guys are right. That cycle's good, old Chuck. He won.
Yeah, Corey Lindsey and those guys, they were kind of screwed because they were so far back from this lead pack. When they made those pit stops, they actually lost a lap.
Yeah, that's the gamble they took there.
All right, gentlemen. Well, while they finish out this caution session, we're gonna hit them up with the caution thingy. And for those of you viewing in chat, George Gibbs Jr., we see you down there. Welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Holla!
Holla, and I don't even need $1. But if you want to give me one, we'll talk about that later. In any event, we're gonna go side by side, and we will rejoin you as soon as they are ready to go back green flag racing. All right, we're back. They're coming out of 3, going into 4. Y'all know what that means. Drop the hammer to the floor.
Yeah, I would say out of that exchange of green flag pit stops, Brooks Westphal, Nathan Velez, and Johnny Thomas were big winners. Gained a lot of track position. Cameron Rich kind of came out on the short end there. It's going to restart 7th as the pace car dives down. And Chuck's gone.
Pretty good start for Chuck. There's Peter, and caught Peter sleeping a little bit.
If there's
big push by Brooks on the outside there.
There's one thing you don't want to be doing at the start is sleeping.
I think I know what that is because it looks pretty evident. I believe. I'd like to see if we can. We'll see if we have to interview Peter tonight if he's the top 3 or not. But I believe he put an auto whip on, so it looked like.
Yeah.
And Chuck did not. Auto whip's worth about 2/10 on a restart. Not having it on.
I always turn that off.
So hashtag secret to anyone watching, turn auto whip off.
Yeah, just make sure you don't miss a gear.
It's really not that hard. The cup cars are almost sequential now.
Yeah, almost. I still just short calibrate my clutch.
You don't even have to clutch it. You can just pop the gas now.
Oh,
Ease out of the gas and pop back in, and like you can go ahead and click it, and it'll pre-select it.
Cameron Rich making the move on Nathan Velez there. We saw Cameron was pretty stout during that first stint.
I think he knows too, though, Wendell. If he lets Chuck get too far away, he'll never catch him again if it stays green.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're too equal.
Yeah, and Chuck has set up a 7/10 of a second gap over Peter Short.
You know, I'm kind of thinking Peter Short might not want to let Chuck get that far out because he kind of fell off from these guys towards the end of that first green run there.
Yeah, we got Sam close a lot closer this time to the front, so I think he was running pretty good times at the end of that run. So we'll see if he can get around these guys and mount a charge towards Chuck before Cameron gets to him.
We got Race Clark trying to make the move on Carlos Acosta. Looks like he's going to make it happen through 2 here. That's going to leave the door open for Wade Lear. He's going to try to get it done down the back straightaway, but with that draft, got his work cut out for him.
Might get it done. That 2 car was really high through 2. Lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, and Chuck's not messing around up front either. He just ran his fastest lap of the race that last time, so it's like he might be trying to stretch it out just a little bit.
Got Cameron peeking to the inside of Johnny Thomas down the front stretch here.
Yes, he is. Like you guys said, wasting no time. He's going to make his march back to the front.
Yeah, those passes get tougher and tougher, though. Those guys are not going to want to lay over.
Yep, there he goes. He's making the move on one more. Looking for that one more again.
These guys ain't really laying over. They just don't have a choice.
Yeah, he's cutting underneath them off the exit and just saying, see you.
Yeah, whatever it is, he figured it out. He figured it out quick.
Yeah, he's cutting almost the same lap times as Peter and Sam, and he's been in traffic, so...
Nathan Velez has kind of gone backwards this restart. I don't know if he's just trying to take it easy and saving his tires. He's falling back to 8th.
You know, he might be anticipating the long green flag runs, Trey. He's pretty decent at them.
Also depends where did he restart on the inside? He could have got shuffled out and had to kind of let some guys get by him. But he is another one of those long run kind of guys. It seems like he wants to get it settled in before he makes his move. I remember at Michigan, I believe, he was one of the stronger cars in the long run. So.
Yeah, that's very true.
Went for that Chuck Sweeting guy, he'd be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
you know, as race car drivers, it's always an excuse for something.
Oh, yeah. Just got to make sure you have a good one.
Checking to see playoff driver. I believe Paul Ross, we saw him under the caution thing. He came back in and pitted again. Not sure what that was about, but hasn't made up a whole lot of positions. Still back in 14th, kind of stuck behind Wade Lear, Carlos Acosta, and Mace Clark there. Another playoff bubble driver trying to make up some spots, but hovering around that 10th to 13th place all night. Not going to be the enough points you need there.
Johnny Thomas able to get around Brooks Westfall for 5th, so move that number 83 to the top 5.
Full speed this run. See if he can maybe keep the tires on a little bit better. He was having a struggle at the end of that last tire run to keep it going. I know, Trey, it's easier once you get that first run under your belt. You can kind of gauge, maybe I was driving too hard, maybe I wasn't driving hard enough. You get that tire reading, and it really lets you determine what you need to do for the rest of the race. Or what not to do.
Yeah. It's like Kevin Finn's going to make his way around Brooks Westfall.
Got Cameron Rich getting around Sam Close out of 4. Move him up to P3. March continues.
He was about 0.2 of a second faster than Chuck that time.
Let's see. One thing we forgot to mention in the before we started was our buddy in the one car, Mr. Danny D, didn't even grid tonight, so that's pretty much going to put him in a must-win position to make the playoffs now. Interesting.
I don't even show him in time.
He didn't even show the race. He didn't even make any of the race tonight, so it's odd.
I guess he figured I'm not going to make it through turn 1 anyway.
Well, I know his favorite friend wasn't racing tonight either. Chad Brown, the little Twitter battle they had. So Nathan Velez looks to make the move on Brooks Westfall into turn 3.
Might get a 2 for special
Johnny
here.
Thomas.
You know, in history between these two drivers, the 48 and the 83 here.
41 saw a rear bumper full of that 48 through 3 there, and 4.
Yeah, Nathan had to check up pretty hard for Johnny in the middle of the short shoot there. He's going to, looks like, get position here going into turn 1. Johnny might lose 3 spots here if he's not careful.
I believe he probably will, and Zelensky might try and make it 3 wide down the backstretch, though.
He is. Need to move. 41 slots up into the outside lane, though.
We saw that 97 have speed earlier, just kind of fell back as the run went along. See if he can maybe improve that this run.
Yeah, so move Velez up to 6. Johnny Thomas short end of the stick there, falls back to 9th.
Still in a tight battle, though. Got Richard Hines right behind him. Kind of the typical Indy where you've got a couple guys that have driven away, and then you end up with just a big blob of cars somewhere in the field. That, I mean, it's incredible racing, but you're just like, how did this end up here? You know, it's just it could be for a random position, but it ends up just being a gaggle of cars trying to get around each other.
Yeah, meanwhile up front, Chuck's just comfortably got about a second lead over Peter Short.
Yeah, but it's getting smaller to Cameron. I think, what was that last lap? Wow, 1,000th of a second last lap between Cameron and Chuck as far as lap times.
I think Johnny's tires are starting to give up the ghost there. He's messenger.
Yeah, we saw that last run, Trey. He just kind of he fired off really good. Just I don't know if he's having trouble getting the car turned or just can't get it rolled open up. But it seems like the front tires just go on that car pretty early in the run.
It's like Richard Hines is going to make his way around Charlie Thomas. Let's move that 87 up to P9.
Yeah, solid run so far. Currently ninth in the current standings. Got a pretty good cushion over the guys around him, so I'm sure he's looking to pad a few more points here.
Yeah, definitely gave up the ghost. Johnny Thomas coming down pit road.
That's a little early.
I think the same. But he's another guy. He likes that early. He likes the short pit.
That's true. We also have Corey Lindsey and Nick Miller. Both the Miller boys coming down pit road. I guess they feel confident in their numbers. They can get it done, you know, the same amount of stops. As Cameron has gotten around Peter Short.
Looks like Chuck just put a lap on Jordan Teal running in 21st.
A little damage to the right side of that 44 machine, so having a little bit of a rough night so far.
Yeah, that'll kill you here.
Oh, that's terrible. I think what they say, going back to tracks like Charlotte and Michigan, like 10 seconds of damage is just ends your night pretty much. Johnny Thomas is going to come out in front of Chuck. Yeah. So going to stay on the lead lap for now.
Oh, he should be able to drive away from Chuck here.
Yeah, Chuck's already down to what, a 52.3 last lap, so already seeing that fall off come into play.
Guess we'll see what Cameron can do here now that he's got around Peter. Speaking of Peter, Peter Short's going to come down pit road as well. That might actually drag Chuck and Cameron down pit road as well. Notice he was trying to be clandestine about it, didn't announce it over the radio.
Well, I think we've seen with Chuck. Chuck's going to run to his numbers. If he
Oh, yeah.
feels like he can do it, he'll do it, but he's not going to get in a panic and just short pit for no reason. But they did pit around lap 20-ish last time, so it's not really that far off the mark. That caution should have bought him a few more laps, though. Big thing to watch here will be speeding on pit lane, because that's
easy
an
to
easy
do
one
here.
to get. So we've got Richard Hines, Nick Miller, with Paul Ross. We've got the new tires intermingling with the old tires here. It's like the show through 3 and 4 in that lap.
Kevin Rich is coming down pit road.
I guess he didn't want to get caught out by the caution this time, did he?
We were halfway, so Chuck gets that point.
Takes it away from one of the playoff bubble guys.
We'll see where Cameron cycles around in relation to Peter Short.
Peter is going to be start finish line. Where's that at now? So he's got a pretty good gap over Chuck still.
And here comes Chuck. He's going to make his pit stop.
Looks like Peter's probably going to beat Cameron back out because Cameron's still in the access road. Yes, he does. It's a little bit better stop for that 33 crew there. Kevin Finn also coming in with Chuck, so they're making their second pit stop.
Cameron Ridge right there, though, still within striking distance of Peter Short.
Yeah, it was just odd because he got around Peter and then Peter leapfrogged him back, so a little bit of a different pit lane delta there.
Here's where it's going to get interesting. Chuck's coming off pit road. Good pit stop for those guys. 14.2 time in the box. We'll see how good he can negotiate these access roads and get back up to speed. So he's going to come out in front of Peter Short and Cameron Rich, but they're right there. They made up a little time on him.
Yeah, imagine the tires made up a little bit of a delta. That's also something I didn't factor in, I guess, with Peter. He got a lap on Cameron to get those tires, you know, a couple tenths off, if not a second on Cameron. Because the pit road deltas are looking pretty good. The top three, all in the 106s. So. Chuck with a little quicker outlap than the other two, but still, like you said, still right there in striking distance. So. I'm showing Johnny Thomas back in 13th so far. Did he get a pit lane penalty, maybe? Because he shouldn't have cycled back that far.
I'm showing him P11 currently.
Yeah, right behind Cameron Rich. So once this cycles around, it'll be fourth.
Okay, yeah, my timing hasn't updated for him on that one.
Yeah, it looks like 7 cars still yet to make their pit stop. Oh, make that 6. As Jeffrey Cree brings it down pit road. We've still got the 5 of Sam Close, the 97 of Zielinski, the 41 of Westfall, the 87 of Hines, and the 88 of Webb still out on the racetrack. Probably going to run it until they can't.
Don't really know what you're going to pick up, though, because you're still going to have to make the same amount of pit stops, probably.
The only thing that I can think of, and you know I don't do that often, but maybe Sam Close and Zielinski maybe hoping to maybe just take 2 tires and a little bit of fuel on that last caution or that last stop. I don't know.
Well, you're still going to have to make one more.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a
You can only
3-stop,
go
right?
20.
No, the last
I
stop.
like their. It's like Sam's going to bring it down this time.
You might have the last one, but that's a stretch. 2 tires here.
Yeah,
Normally feels the greatest.
You couldn't pay me to do it.
Sometimes you're better off just getting fuel only.
I think Sam kind of gave up his strategy over the public radio there. Said he was going to come down with 20 to go and take only 2.
Oh, there you go. Miscommunication on the button clicks there.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, by the way, guys.
Just so you know, we're a transparent race team here. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but I don't think it's gonna matter. He's lost so much time to Chuck, Cameron, and Peter. He's not really gonna be in contention with them. Still got who's out there circulating? Levi Zielinski yet to pit, still leading. So.
Levi's gonna bring it down pit road this time by.
That thing's got to be on fumes by now.
And
I
if
believe we're still waiting on Rusty Webb to pit. And
We
should
are.
cycle it back through.
we are indeed.
Stretching the extra mileage out of that 88 machine.
Yeah.
Unlike the real life driver who can't even make it this far.
Have you heard the story about the guy that got a headache and quit his job?
Yeah, it was me.
Speaking of headaches, Rusty Webb is going to bring it down pit road. Let's cycle it back around to Chuck Sweeting.
Eat will.
Cameron Rich did get around Peter short, but Chuck's got a nice 2.5 second gap over second place Cameron Rich.
Oh, gentlemen, I don't know if you can see this, but a little bit of right rear damage on that 17 car.
Yeah, that's been there a while. I don't know if that's maybe net code or lag damage from the wall, but he's had that for a while.
Be a wall scuff, I don't know.
Hadn't seemed to hurt him much, so.
No, if anything, maybe giving him Randall Falk syndrome.
True. But you know, those Boeings are built pretty tough.
Yeah, just not the nose of them. They crumble. Pretty substantially too.
Take out buildings from what I hear.
Oh.
Looks like checking through some of the order. I believe Brooks Westfall's gonna be one of our big losers to that cycle. I'm showing him in 13th at the moment.
I'm showing them 11th.
I got him scored
So
P11.
every time it's 13th, it's 11th. Yeah.
Right there you go.
Still, he was up there battling with Johnny Thomas. Was on that restart. Now he's fallen all the way back to 11th through the cycle. So not what he's looking for. It looks like Corey Lindsey and those guys maybe leapfrogged him with those earlier stops. He's got Carlos Acosta also on the top 10.
Looks like we got Nathan Velez has moved his way back up to 6th, getting around Paul Ross there. As they worked the lap car of Jordan's heel.
Just to show you how much time Sam Close lost, he's back to P8, 15.7 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, and his last lap by was pretty quick. He was a half a second faster than anyone around him, but
Don't need some help.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you guys nailed it. I don't think that's the right strategy call here, but I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
Problem he has now too, he's also in traffic, so it's gonna make it that much more difficult for him. I think Paul's probably gonna let him go, but Nathan Velez might be a different story.
And Nathan Velez is about to have a back bumper full of Sam Close. And Close going to be on much fresher tires than Velez here, but see if he's able to hold him off.
That's one of the other problems being Sam Close. You can't wait. If you're going to pit with 20 to go, which is less than 9 laps from now, you're going to have to go as hard as you can every lap.
Yep, ain't no pussyfooting around.
Which means he's going to do that like he just did to Nathan Velez. You're just going to have to cut people as quick as you can. His next target will be Johnny Thomas, but he's got quite a gap to get to him. Shouldn't take long though, as Sam ran a 51.6 last lap to Johnny's 52.8. So I'm no mathematician, but that's a pretty big gap.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the maths myself.
Let's call that a Cormine. Cameron Rich and Peter Short both using every inch of the track through the short chute there.
Now, Thomas, if you were
Yes.
Cameron Rich or Peter Short, and you wanted to try to steal one away from Chuck, what would your pit strategy be here?
That's a tough one because Chuck's got you covered.
I mean, you're gonna have to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and obviously try something different. And I'm just thinking, as soon as the window opened, do you duck down, take just enough fuel to get to the end, maybe 2 tires, get out as quick as possible? Or are you just content with where you're at, knowing you're locked in?
What's the gap? 3.7. If you could, I don't think you're gonna take 2. You're gonna have to take 4 because you're gonna be there long enough for fuel. Maybe you undercut him and hope he stays out a couple more laps. So you can undercut him. Just 1 lap will give you about a second and a half. So maybe somebody will take 2. I don't know.
I mean, just look at that last exchange. Chuck stayed out, a lap later than both Cameron and Peter Short. He's got, 4 seconds on him now.
Yeah, that's the trade-off. You're going to get the undercut hitting early, but then you're going to give it away the longer you run. So your best bet would be to undercut and then hope a caution comes out as you're on pit lane.
True.
That's not looking like that's going to happen. Field's pretty content.
Richard Hines made his way around Carlos to move Richard back into the top 10. Brooks Westfall trying to rebound a little bit. He's up to 9th.
Sam Close did get around Johnny Thomas already, so he's putting the hammer down.
Yeah, that 83 is starting to bleed out. He ran a 53.4 that last lap.
Still going to need to run, 5 or 6 more laps to get in that 20-lap window for the end.
Well, we've hit 25 laps to go, gentlemen. We forgot to do something.
Don't say it.
Yeah, it's because we didn't want to jinx him.
Well, I mean, we did it last time we did it. Nothing happened. Made it through. I say we do it. That's right. We're going to run you through the field. It's happening. We got Chuck Sweeting. He's out front. Has been for the last 27 laps. Has led most laps so far tonight, but he's got a closing second place coming at him.
Speaking of closing, that is Cameron Rich looking to, well, I wouldn't say closing anymore. It looks like they've dealt it off, but trying to do anything you can to catch back up. Got caught off guard with that pit stop earlier and has been trying to rebound ever since. Got himself back up to P2, but looking for a little help here to try and catch Chuck Sweeting.
At running 3rd, and guys, believe it or not, we've run almost 75% of this race, and Peter Short has not led a lap yet.
What?
I'm serious, for real.
Yeah, for real.
For real. But he's running 3rd in that 33. It's Peter Short.
Kevin Flynn. Kevin the Flying Finn. He's sitting P4 right now. A couple weeks off with some hardware issues, if you will. But he's back. Was back last night. Ran pretty decent. He's had a solid night so far tonight. Started 5th. Currently 4th. Maybe looking to get that podium. Probably be nice to talk to him again. But
the caution's out. Thanks for jinxing that one.
We jinxed it. And
is that maybe Velez?
It's Velez on the front straightaway. Rather unfortunate there, but see if we can find what happened for you.
We got loose at a 4 and overcorrected. Wow.
Actually, I think that started way before that.
Well, it ended there.
Well, strategy goes out the window.
4 tires and fill it up, thanks. Boy, that was right outside that window for Sam Close, though. I was gonna mention, I didn't think we were ever gonna get there, but through the field. But looks like Ray Clark will benefit pretty greatly from this caution, because I believe he got caught speeding on pit lane with a 139 pit stop delta compared to the 120s we've seen. So
yeah, that was Nathan Velez and Paul Ross. Paul Ross inadvertently getting caught up in that a little bit, but those two cars going to have pretty decent amount of damage on them.
I'd say the 48's probably done.
Oh yeah. Now I
18
don't.
can putt around, I guess.
Yeah.
Same close.
Yeah.
You know, somebody should radio down to close. Tell him to stay on his strategy. See how it plays out.
Oh, they're all on his strategy now. So.
No. Tell him to still take 2 tires. See how it works.
We'll go ahead and see you in, what's the last car in the lead lap?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you in
15.
16.
Yeah.
All right,
I-
but this is where you can make up some time and get a better pit stop than the guy.
You know, judging from the first 3 quarters of this race, I think if you're Cameron Rich or Peter Short, you're going to have to do that right now. You're not going to have another chance at this.
Also, make sure you don't slide through your box 60 miles an hour on pit lane. It can be a little tough to get them loaded up for that pit box. Ask our intern Fredericks.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah, I'm sure he's jogging his way back from Charleston today. Enjoyed a great solar eclipse, from what I hear.
Yep, and they're going to... Oh, Peter Short going to beat his teammate off.
Yeah.
Pit road. And, yeah.
Do you want to do that, though? Because now he's going to start on the outside.
Hmm.
Cameron's going to be on the inside. Well,
Very true.
maybe Cameron let him win. As we saw Denny Hamlin do in Bristol unsuccessfully, like 6 times.
Well, you know, you can't win them all, right?
I think the actual... I don't think he tried to do that on purpose. I think the actual pit stall for leaving is kind of a disadvantage for the pole sitter under caution because you can't get going.
Well, in any event, we're going to take you straight to the side-by-side. And as soon as we are ready to grid them back up, we'll be back with you. So until then, hold on tight. We'll be back soon. All right, boys and girl. We got them coming through 3. Do the little short shoot into 4. Once that pace car drops, we're going to be green flag racing. Hopefully to the end. We got what appears to be a 3-way battle so far.
Interesting, Chuck's chosen the outside.
Yeah, he's put. Well, I'm not gonna question him.
No, I was just kind of.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, it is weird.
He's got to get
but
that jump though, and he does.
He got it.
And now that's going
Actually,
to put. It's going to put his competition nose to tail right behind him though.
Yeah, that Chuck choosing the outside really helped Peter short there. And I guess he feels that Cameron is more of a threat maybe than Peter. We'll have to ask him.
Indeed.
Definitely a smart play though, because now Kevin and Cameron are side by side.
As Peter Short makes the move, he is going to clear Chuck Sweeting going into 3 here. Chuck going to try to power back on the outside. Boys, looks like we might.
3 wide. We got Kevin Finn, Cameron Wrench.
Oh, 97 looks like he got collected. That's unfortunate for him. The 03 involved well after the incident. Oh, man, heartbreak.
Ooh, 14 got a piece of the wall. There's the short shoot. Except you stuff 3 cars into one hole there.
Yeah, you can't stuff them like that. No matter how hard you try, that's not going to work.
Cameron trying to get around the 14 in a desperation. And the 5 is already there, it looks like.
Yeah.
And kablamo. Man, what a hit for that 14. Oh, God, that 97 killed him afterwards.
I want to see how the 03 was involved here.
Looks like he missed it through the grass. What happened to him?
Yeah, he just got on the brakes too hard, and it just locked him up, sent him to the outside.
Oh, yeah, man.
Man, rather unfortunate, but well, it looks like we're gonna set him up one more time.
Well, that changes everything.
Yeah. We got a new leader, Peter Short,
leading his first laps of the night.
Yeah. Now this could be detrimental to Chuck Sweeting now, gentlemen.
I don't think you pit because you didn't even make it a lap.
Looks like the back half is not going to pit.
Nope.
Psych.
There's probably nothing to be gained. Like you said, we didn't even go a full lap.
There's much more to lose than you'll ever gain.
Yeah.
As we've just seen clearly there with Cameron and Kevin. Once you get in that gaggle and one little mistake and you're done for the night. Kevin's already joined us in chat. Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, Flying Finn got those wings clipped a little bit.
Flying the wrong way tonight.
Well, who's the guy that says that changes everything?
I don't know. Pick a commentator.
I mean, I guess technically it really doesn't change that much.
Well, it eliminates Cameron from the picture now. So.
Right.
But that does leave Peter to, and also Sam Close, who's seen the speed of that 5 car. So we'll see. Maybe, he might, depending on where Peter restarts, he might get a good jump with Peter or cause some havoc of his own. Gonna be a just what the doctor ordered for guys like Brooks Westphal and Johnny Thomas, though, Trey, because Johnny's been quick on the short run, and that's pretty much what we're gonna end up with here.
Yeah, and we're starting 5th as well for JTR, so he's gonna be looking good on the inside there.
All right, well, gentlemen, we're gonna put up the side by side one more again, and hopefully this will be our last restart. So we'll bring you back that hot action as soon as it's as soon as it's back. See you then. All right, boys, we're back. We're gonna try this one more again. They coming through 3, heading through the chute to 4. Gentlemen, is this gonna be our last caution?
No.
Well, if Larry Mac Reynolds was here, he'd tell you the trends of the race are going to tell you no. Because if you stack the field up at the end when they pay the points out, things tend to get bent up pretty good.
Peter Short did choose the inside, so Chuck getting up on the wheel, trying to get a great restart here.
He's gonna have to. As Short's gone. It's like Sam's pretty close in tow. Chuck might be able to slot down in there.
Yeah, Brooks has been getting good restarts all night, giving those guys a push.
Chuck able to make it to the bottom.
Corey Lindsay.
Yeah.
Mister,
Brooks
where the
Westfall
hell
gonna
did he
get that-
come from?
Woo, big run out of 2
Wow.
or 1 for Brooks.
That's not what Chuck wanted to see.
No.
Not at all.
Also, another spot as Sam Close blinked out a little bit there.
He blinked out and got that run on Chuck going down the backstretch.
Oh man, that's
Gotta
tough.
pitch him, Chuck.
Still got time. Don't have to go to full panic mode.
No, and he doesn't. He slots right in front of Corey Lindsay. Chuck Sweeting going to try to regroup here and make his way back to the back bumper of Peter Short. But we got 2 cars around, and that's going to be a caution.
Yep.
Ooh, Carlos Costa and Paul Ross looks like.
Say it ain't so. He just got loose out of 4 there.
Yeah, like he maybe got behind. Who's that? Who's behind? Race Clark? Got behind the steering when he was behind him.
Yeah. Just
Turn 4
Weebles.
always a trouble spot here for some
Just
reason.
Weeble wobbled it all the way down the straightaway there, and
This pit lane entry by a cat here. Oh man, he just clipped that 18 too.
yeah, just barely. And unfortunately, that slots Chuck Sweeting all the way back to P4.
Yeah, not the best restarts past couple times for Mr. Sweeting there. Kind of been falling back. Of course, nothing you can really do with that run that Brooks got there. That was a heck of a cut off of 2.
Well, do you pit now?
Would it be less than 10 to go? I don't think you can. Because someone's not, the back half's going to probably try and stay out, so brung what you brung. Now, if you're in the back half of the field, pit, sure.
We got a lot of fakers back there.
Better be careful playing with that pit cone.
All right.
It doesn't play favorites. It will penalize whoever it feels necessary.
I'm kind of surprised nobody tried it. I figured somebody in the back half would come back and.
Yeah,
Trey, it
maybe,
might be
Brett
a
Miller.
situation where they're afraid this isn't going to be the last caution. If you get mired too far back up in there in the field, you won't get a chance to come back if the caution comes back out.
I mean, as long as you come out in front of Carlos Acosta, you're still good.
One thing you have to be careful of too, one more of these and it's probably going to be over because it's going to put you in a position where
true.
you can't have a one-lap shootout. So, but I'm showing Race Clark in P10. Boy, what a rebound that is. Still not going to gain up much. Gain a few points if he could finish right there ahead of Brett Miller. Oh no, Brett's actually in front of him, so he's still going to lose points to Brett. One of those nights. Have a good run and still lose points. Of course, it's not over with yet.
I don't know, gentlemen. Do we do another side by side?
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea. Side by side until we're back green. We'll see you soon. All right, we'll be back one more time. They coming through 3. Trey, Thomas. We're hoping this is the last restart. If you're
we can hope all we want. This may actually be the last restart.
Yeah, you know, if you're Chuck Sweeting, you're hoping it is. If you're Peter Short, might be hoping a different thing.
For Brooks Westfall, you're hoping to get the start you got last time. That was a rocket ship.
It was definitely a good start on that at 41's behalf. Base car's down, gentlemen. Short's gone.
Good jump from Peter.
Brooks got a pretty decent start there.
It's definitely going to allow him to slot down in front of Slam Close if he wants to. Chuck got a big
Peter
run
with a
there.
big wiggle.
And he had to check up for Sam Close. That's going to allow Johnny Thomas to get underneath.
Battle for the lead.
Man.
Oh, man, that was close.
Peter had a big moment in one, but Brooks could not take advantage of it.
Looks like Chuck was able to power move back around the 83. Chuck's
Sam
coming,
Close.
boys.
Sam Close is coming.
Four-way battle as Brooks gets into the back bumper to 5.
He does. He
Bump
goes
and
up
run at
there,
Indy.
nudges
Yeah,
him out
bump
the
and run,
way.
baby.
5 showing his displeasure for that. Chuck Sweeting hoping like hell he can just make it around both of them.
He's hoping he doesn't get caught up.
Got
Gotta run on the 5.
in there though.
That was.
Man,
sailed that thing in
Yeah, he
there.
did. He
Sail.
drove it down.
Peter's loving that though.
Oh, yeah, he is.
All right, we'll move Sweeting up to P3. His next target is Brooks Westfall as Westfall wiggles off of 2. Sam Close going to make the move back on Chuck Sweeting here.
Yeah, Chuck's kind of stuck because he had that run. He's got to back out of it.
Sam dives it down in there on the 41. He is not too happy with that driver right now.
This person I saw drive that deep and turn through is Jimmy Johnson.
Chuck putting the move back on the 5 car with Sam. We got us a race, boys.
Peter Short's loving what he's seeing.
We got Corey
Keep it up.
Lindsay. Corey Lindsay inserting himself into this as he goes underneath the 5 of Sam Close there.
Man, where did he come from for sure?
He laced up those Pumas on that last restart, bud.
Richard Hines also behind him. Johnny Thomas looking to get around him. Bryce Clark getting in the battle. It's like someone told him they're paying points out.
Yeah, apparently. We got 6 laps to go, gentlemen. We got Peter Short out front. Pretty nice lead. Battle for P2 through P5 right now.
41 missed the apex at 3 there. Chuck's going to get a mega run.
He did. He's going to clear to 41.
Oh, there we go. Going around.
And Corey Lindsay not having it.
Early.
Caution is out. Yeah, we'll go back.
That was a quick trigger by iRacing there.
Yeah, it was cool.
He had it saved. You could see that coming though. He tried to just shut the door behind Chuck, and the 90 was already there.
It just wasn't happening.
Good save though. Only lost about 3 spots. If they score him there, they might actually give him a couple back.
All right, well, we'll see what iRacing does here. That's pretty sure that's going to cinch the race.
Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, it should be it.
Man, sure, I'm glad Peter didn't lead all those laps.
Yeah, you know, a hard chargeback for Chuck there. Disappointing night for him, we know, but able to rebound to P2. But like you guys said, mister, where the hell did he come from? Corey Lindsay sitting P3 right now. I don't think we've talked about him more than twice tonight, other than just mentioning him and podium finish.
The 3OG early pit strategy, and it really worked out for him all night long. In the right place at the right time here at the end.
Indeed.
Even Sam Close, Richard Hines, bringing home top 5s.
I'm just wondering if this is going to be a quickie yellow as everybody's on the lead lap.
I didn't think about that. That's true. They'd have to get it next time by, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Did Rusty Webb leave the server?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually fell through.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he fell through and never came back.
So you're right. Everyone is
So-
still circulating.
We might get a quickie yellow. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes iRacing is a little weird for that. I kind of hope they would. I'd like to see Chuck get another shot at it.
Yeah, for some reason at the end they always seem to give out extended cautions.
Hell, I'll be
4 or
honest
5
with
lap
you.
Caution.
I'll be honest with you, Trey. I'd like to see the top 4 get back at it. With,
It's a little dicey.
With Sam Close making his moves, Corey Lindsey coming out of nowhere. I'd like to see how this plays out, but I mean, we would have to get, I believe, the
We'd have to
lights
get the
out
one to go right here.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Cross our fingers and our toes, if you can.
I can't. Too much nerve damage. See if old Bert, the pace car driver here, can flip those switches and turn those lights off.
Come on, Bert. Flip them.
Because we got Carlos Acosta losing it out of 4.
Meh.
That was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Nope. Lights staying on.
Yep. So
is-
that's it.
Rather unfortunate. Well, can't
Now
always
the
get
fun
what you
task
want.
of watching them go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know why they wouldn't throw a quickie for that. I don't know. Maybe because the 97 was still on pit lane.
Yeah, maybe that's what I just noticed too. So that was probably why.
So Cameron Rich pulled her over for the night. Decided he wasn't gonna waste the 5 minutes riding around under caution.
I mean, he can't go nowhere. He's going to finish 15th no matter what. I don't blame him.
Yeah, not only that, but he's already locked in as well, so.
I mean, same with the back half of the field. I'm just like, screw it. I can't lose anything. Now we
That
got,
go
Richard
ahead.
Richard Hines going to bring it home 5th tonight.
I was gonna say that's gonna go a long way. He was 9th in points and a 45-point cushion coming in, so that's gonna be a pretty big bump for him.
This is
Over Mike
gonna-
Stevens, who was the first car out.
Yeah, plus he's going to gain some points on Johnny Thomas. So
Just a few, yeah. Brace Clark too. You know, he was your. Everyone thought he might be the guy who's gonna rise back up, but he had came home with a top 10, but just a mediocre night. And this was the race you probably wanted to gain the points, because the next race they're going to be at is Darlington. And we know what can happen there.
ugh.
That's a 2x heaven with that wall.
Oh, Lord.
Hopefully, everyone's favorite Canadian will be back by then.
One can hope.
Can you tell us about the time we got 66 incidents in one race there?
Oh, yeah.
Still finished in the top 10. Should be coming to take the white flag this time.
Yay, 2 more minutes. It'll be over.
This will break the tie that Peter Short and Sam Close had. This will put Peter back on top with 4 wins on the year. Well, Trey, that was entertaining. It's better than a normal real-life cup race.
Yeah, right. I agree with that.
Kind of one of the stories you see all year, though. The fastest car can't always win, and most of the time doesn't. And there was another story of that tonight where Chuck probably had the better overall car, just didn't play his restarts right there at the end and kind of got himself behind.
Yeah, those there's 2 restarts there that really kind of hurt Chuck. That one where he was actually in the lead and let Peter Short get around him, and then that caution coming out, and then the very next restart, he dropped back to 4th and just could never recover from that.
I'd be curious to hear what he has to say about those, because I know that's probably going to kick himself for that, letting Peter get around him that one restart. That was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he kind of chased Elliott himself.
Ooh. Well, at a blistering 76 miles an hour, we got Peter Short coming to capture his 4th checkered flag of the season here in the Cold Hard Art Cup Series. Guess it goes to prove there, Trey, you never can count this guy out. Just when you say he hadn't led many laps,
right.
He goes and steals the win.
Yep, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Like we said, Chuck Sweeting going to bring home P2, and Corey Lindsay, the underdog of the night there, coming home P3.
Yeah, really, really solid rebound for Corey there. Yeah, I think
Definitely going to help his playoff hopes too.
I think he was as far back as 15th or 16th at one point tonight.
What will you say we make that migration over to the old team speak?
Well, let us be migrating.
Holla.
As Peter Short goes ahead and tries to burn him down on the front stretch here.
That he does. A little Kevin Harvick-esque there.
Yeah. All right. I guess we get this thing started.
Let's cue it up.
All right, I got him, folks. He started 8th. That first green flag run, we saw the old 3OG strategy, a short pit and come out. He pitted, kind of fell back there, but I think he caught a lucky break with that caution coming out, was able to gain some lucky track position and never let it go. Solid run tonight, Corey. Bringing it home. Third place. Tell us about your run tonight, bud.
God damn, I'm jacked. That was pretty interesting down there at the end. I thought I had it messed up there because I didn't get a good restart there at the last one. But somehow I got the nitrous button going or something, and I passed some of those guys. I think I was better at saving tires unintentionally. It just kind of happened that way. But I learned back in March not to give that guy too much room, and I'm not going to. So that's what happened there. Not really. I don't really think it was dirty, but just I was there and he wanted it, and I wasn't gonna give it to him. Yeah, it was a good run. I'm enjoying the league right now. I've been putting a lot of work into trying to get a little bit faster, and it's a lot of fun. Good to run good here, and I know I organize it, but just it's a lot more rewarding to finish better than to do all the website garbage.
Do all the paperwork and not get to have the rewards there.
Yep.
Well, talk about those final couple restarts there. We saw how intense it got. We saw Chuck go from the lead to fourth, and you guys were dicing and cutting, and Brooks we saw on the replay, kind of cut down to try and protect the position. Like you said, you knew how that was going to play out, so you made sure you kept your nose in there. Was it as crazy as it looked from the broadcast booth being in the car?
I'm not sure how to compare them, but it was pretty insane. It's cool to run with these guys because Chuck, Peter, Sam, those guys are like the pinnacle of the league, and to have me, kind of fling myself into the party, so to speak, it's I don't know. I don't think you see that. I don't think you expect that, I guess. But yeah, it was crazy. These races are so intense anymore. Even running for 10th on back, it's intense. I mean, Cody Wright, he wouldn't budge for 17th or whatever that was for whatever reason. It's just a good time. I enjoy it. It's tough, but it's a lot of fun.
Trey, I think he's selling himself short there. He was a pretty solid run all night.
Yeah, for sure. And it's I know Corey's got to feel good. Come here tonight, have a solid run after what looked like a promising night last night in the Nathan Young Design Series, with you actually earning the pole, and then the internet gods decide to frown upon you and smite you from the server, and you could never got a chance to turn a lap. But I know it's got to feel good tonight to come back and bring it home third.
Yep, for sure. They better hold on to their hats once the chase starts. I don't really care about B car whether I make it or not, but for the A car, I'm gonna go for it, I suppose.
All right, Corey. Well, we've definitely seen you improve on speed, but we don't get to have you do this very much, Corey. But give us those shout-outs, buddy.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do that beforehand. I gotta thank Tom and Cold Hard Art, Nathan for making the deal go down. Everybody thinks that I'm the one that pulled that out of my hat, but it was Nathan Young. And thanks to those guys, and thanks for everybody for racing this league. It's a lot of hard action out there. It's gotten a lot tougher to finish well, and you certainly get excited whenever you finish high up there.
All right, Corey. Well, we look forward to seeing your playoff run there, man, and we'll see you next time, bud.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast.
Say thanks for making sure our checks don't bounce.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, yeah. All right, let's see.
He's up there in the open lobby.
Got him. He started second, led the most laps, definitely the fastest car tonight. But as we mentioned on the stream, sometimes the fastest car doesn't always bring home the trophy. I think if you had to call the demise of Chuck Sweeting, it was those two restarts there at the end that did him in, but still was able to battle his way back up to second. Tell us about your race tonight. More specifically, Chuck, tell us about the end of the race there.
Well, the end of the race was actually a lot of fun. And once I got over the frustration of losing the lead on those restarts, man, I don't know what was wrong with me tonight. I couldn't get the car to turn in turn 2, and it just kept blowing the corner terrible. But it was fun trying to race back up there through it, especially after the last restart. And kind of wished it would have stayed green to the end, see if I could run down Peter, but probably wouldn't have. But it was a good race overall. I just a little mad at myself for blowing those restarts. You know, when you're the leader and you can jump on the start, it usually kind of takes the pressure away, and I just screwed it all up tonight.
Kind of going off on that, Chuck, how hard was it to get these cars in those pinpoint, you gotta, here at Indy, you gotta be pretty accurate with how you get those apexes. How hard was that tonight? Looks like some of the guys are really struggling as the tires wore off to really keep that car rotating in the corner.
Once I got the tires hot, it really wasn't a problem at all. I just had to keep that right rear heated, and then I got, I don't know, about a third of the way through the race, I felt really comfortable and I was flying. But the first few laps, I can't get the car to turn at all. And if you miss your mark a little bit, go in a little too deep, or don't use enough brake, it just, for me, it didn't want to turn at all. The other guys didn't seem to have as much of a problem, obviously.
All right, Chuck. Well, it's a pleasure always to watch you on racetrack. You sure do hold a pretty wheel. But you know the deal, man. You've talked to us long enough. Give us those shout outs, man.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks to Cold Hard Art and Corey for putting the league on, and the other admins that help them. I'm still learning who everybody is, but it's a fun league, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to running for the championship with these guys next year. And also, I want to thank everyone at RFR, iTate, and Fast Track Sims for all the support that they give me. And thanks to you guys for always putting on a great show.
It's our pleasure, Chuck. Again, we look forward to seeing you next time on track, man. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, you heard it right there already, folks. He's going to be a threat next year, as already claiming he's going to run for that title next year.
Yeah, man. But anyway, he started third. You know what, Thomas? I actually made the comment 3/4 of the race, this guy hadn't even led a lap. You must have heard me. Must have heard me. Because he turned on those afterburners in that Southwest jet. And he motored his way to the front. Held off some pretty stiff challenges there at the end. Survived a couple of crazy restarts. And you know what, Peter? That one restart where you took the lead over Chuck chose the outside. Do you think he was kind of discounting your abilities there? And do you think that was the mistake that might have cost Chuck the race?
I don't think so. He just, I don't know if he just didn't quite get turn 2 right, or whether he was, thinking ahead for a long run. I knew I didn't have the long run pace that he had, and I knew that if I was to have a shot, it was to push it as hard as I could early on in the run and try and get a run on him, get around him. Because, we were doing really well all night up to that point. We'd got some good green flag runs in, and it could have very possibly gone green flag from that point on, because we had about 20 laps. We didn't have to make another pit stop from that caution when Chuck last led. And, I just wanted to pounce and see if I could do something a little bit different and get ahead of Chuck. And I thought if he opened the door, I'd go for it. So that door opened, and he didn't try to block down the backstretch, which I thought was, really a good move for a driver to do that at that point in the race. I know, you want to race as hard as you can, but 20 laps to go is not quite the point you want to start blocking people at. And I got to run on him and got around him. It was just kind of a night of being in the right place at the right time. We were pretty quiet. We were not the fastest car tonight, but Cameron, he just had some things that didn't fall his way. Especially, it really started that very first yellow. He stayed out an extra lap, and Chuck and I were on pit road when the yellow came out. And then Chuck kind of got mired back in traffic, and I was able to scoot away there at the end. I thought with about 25 laps to go that I needed short runs to the end to have a shot at the win, and sure enough, that's what happened.
Yes, indeed. Kind of one of those Indy things at the end. You always get those quick little runs to the end. But this is your 4th win of the season, puts you back atop the top of the charts for wins. So is that something you're going to try and advance on here when you go to Darlington and Richmond? You want to make sure you can go into these playoffs as the #1 seed?
Yeah, I think the tracks that are shaped a little bit differently, Pocono and Indy and Darlington are kind of in my strong suits. For whatever reason, the cookie cutters and myself don't seem to go very well with each other. So I'm looking forward to Darlington, and I love racing on the short tracks. Last night was an interesting night, and I love the short tracks. So I'm looking forward to Richmond. And then then you have the Chase, and you got that one road course in the Chase. I have that one circled at the Glen. So I think the last few races of the season, as we start to wind down, there's still quite a bit left, but it's looking pretty good for me, and I'm really gonna try and take this momentum into the next few races and hopefully into the Chase.
All right, Peter. Well, another solid race, man. You know the deal. Give us those shout outs, brother.
First off, want to thank Cold Hard Art because they make some really cool stuff, and they sponsor our series, which is really cool. Drew sadly wasn't able to make it tonight, which was a little bit of a disappointment. I know he's in his quote-unquote retirement. But,
Martin tour?
Exactly. He's in his Rusty's last call, whatever you want to call it. But also want to give a shout out to Chase Randall. He's a sprint car driver. He's 13 years old, and this past weekend I went to a race, and he was in a non-winged sprint, and a car in front of him flipped, and he really had nowhere to go, and the car went into him. The car that was flipping actually went into the roll cage, hit his head, and he's recovering well. So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Hope he has a good recovery, good speedy recovery, and hopefully see him back on the track at Super Bowl Speedway here in Greenville, Texas soon.
All right, I couldn't agree more, Peter. But once again, until next time, buddy, you have a good one.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Gentlemen,
All right, boys.
we'll throw the results up on the screen one more again. But that closed out to be a pretty solid race at the end. Barring the cautions.
Absolutely.
Here's the best part if you're Peter Short. You get to take this and hold on to it for a week because you got a nice off week in the Cup Series. So you head to Darlington, like you mentioned. The bad news is if you didn't have a good race, you got to sit on it for a week and figure out what the heck am I going to do at Darlington.
Hopefully, if you're Chuck Sweeting, you go out there and you practice those restarts.
Those are actually pretty tricky at Darlington. Those are a lot of
Yes,
wheel
sir.
spinning in a Cup car, so that could be something you definitely want to practice. Also, getting on pit lane under green, that's almost impossible.
Matt Hackathorn.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's really
gentlemen,
the highlight reel.
I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to go home.
You're
Join-
already home.
Join us. Yeah.
Well, we got a plane to catch, Wendell. We're going
We do.
down under.
We are down under Wednesday night with the Scars Ferrari Challenge Series. We might even see tonight's race winner there. Not sure yet. But join myself, Trey Landry. Thomas will be on track, so you'll still get to see him. You won't get to hear that
Well, I'll
beautiful
be in the
voice, though.
truck.
In the truck. In the truck. Hopefully. But join myself, join Trey. Wednesday night, 10-ish Eastern, 9-ish Eastern, excuse me. Man, we need a break,
Both
gentlemen.
those times you'll technically be available.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to get you rolling right around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scars Ferrari Challenge from Bathurst. And then our next 3-wide broadcast, correct me if I'm wrong, Morris, but what I understand, we have dirt racing on Sunday.
Sunday at Volusia Speedway.
At
So,
Volusia.
looking to probably see if we can crown Peter Short as that champion. If he can get another win, he'll probably lock that title up.
Champ. Well, I'm Wendell. For Thomas Morris, Trey Landry, we appreciate you joining us for this Monday night Cold Hard Art Cup Series action. We'll see you next Sunday for the next 3-wide race, but you better join us Wednesday night because Ferrari's hot.
See ya!